A vote by the United Nations Security Council on whether to support a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza has been delayed until tomorrow. The vote has been postponed for the second time as officials struggle to agree on the wording of the resolution. However, Israel's president says the nation is ready for another humanitarian pause.
So often dismissed as a talking shop, the United Nations Security Council has, on the face of it, been living up to its name these past few days.
The current status quo cannot be allowed to continue.
A vote delayed and delayed. Intense negotiations dancing around one word, ceasefire, finding a form of language on which all sides can agree. But it is through words that breakthroughs can come, and America, Britain too, seem to be shifting.
For all those who have suffered in Israel, in Gaza, in the West Bank, and around the globe, let us work in good faith to end this cycle of violence and sow the seeds for a lasting peace.
Israel must be targeted and precise in its efforts to address the threat posed by Hamas, and should do more to discriminate sufficiently between terrorists and civilians.
It is 10 weeks of scenes like these that is driving diplomatic pressure on Israel and on its backers, Washington mostly. Here, a Sky News team filmed in the northern Jabalia refugee camp. Local residents say this was a medical centre for the disabled. Now it's rubble. But it is Israel's move south that has upped the international pressure. America had been explicit with Israel. It must not do to southern Gaza what it did to the north. But it has. Waves of airstrikes hit Rafah in the far south ahead of the Security Council meeting. This is an area where hundreds of thousands have fled to. For civilians on the ground, the diplomatic arguments mean nothing unless they translate into action. And so far, these people have been let down at every turn. At a nearby hospital, an injured father says goodbye to his baby son, one of two of his children who died in the Israeli airstrikes. He was just 2 weeks old, his mother says. Just what is the point of all this, she asks.
I want to send a message to Netanyahu. I want to tell him that all my children are sacrifices for the homeland and Palestine, and I am the first among them. Does he think by killing these children he will achieve something?
The Israeli military says it is sticking to its objectives to destroy Hamas. But now even Israel's closest friends are asking at what cost to Gaza, but to Israel too. And there is pressure from the Israeli hostages' families as well. Inbal Albini's 79-year-old father was one of 3 people who pleaded to be released in a Hamas hostage video.
He's not supposed to be there. Not him, not his friends. The war is going on. That situation is not bringing the hostages back. It's only killing more and more of our soldiers.
And so, for another day, the diplomats have failed.